What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 170. Sean, that's from 10 years ago here. Now that I can see my face.
Oh, damn.
Oh, damn it.
Is that? Oh, God.
10 years ago. What the hell?
Things have changed.
Drastically. I want to try this Black Buffalo stuff. It's like a dip alternative, like no tobacco, no nicotine. I don't know if you guys seen the ads on like Facebook or whatever. But it's like for people who want like the ritual of like packing the lip and like spitting and whatnot, but like nothing bad for you, you know.
Where do you buy that at liquor store?
I think you might have to. I think it's like so newish, you might have to buy it online, or you might have to go to the website to see where they sell it. You know. What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Welcome to the episode. Uh-oh. Somebody needs to silence their phone.
Sharkies up 3-2.
Jesus, really? They're not down 7-3? Like, every game that they lose, they give it up like at least 5 fucking goals.
Yeah, it's like actually super high scoring. I thought it was just like the league was getting high scoring. Nope, just our games.
Alright, cool. I'm ready to roll when you guys are.
There you go.
Alright, let's do it. Episode 170. Let's do it. Okay. 10 seconds of silence in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Can hella hear that pop when you go unmute.
Well, I figured that you have to get the 10 seconds of silence for the 10 seconds of editing, right?
True.
So if my freaking thing is muted, it's not going to pick up the sound for you to edit it out.
Very true.
So my bad.
No, it's okay. Sean's, you just hear like, oh, background noise. Like the bag. I'm just
That boy keeps chewing on them things. He's going to start looking like, what's his name?
This is the last one.
God.
He's going to start looking like Kinlaw. Quit playing with me, bro.
What was he
Just
eating?
let one hang out.
What was he eating,
Just
like
let one
cereal
hang
or
out.
something?
Oh my God.
What was he?
Just let one hang out your mouth or something, bro.
Oh my God.
Quit
What a clown, bro. That was so hilarious. Okay. Let's do it. 3, 2, and 1. Hello again, everyone. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another issue of the Comic Bookies podcast. The holiday season is upon us, so come along for a sleigh ride collision course of sports and comics. First up is comic books this week. We talk about some DC. Image, Bad Idea Comics comes out with a new one this week. So does Dynamite and Boom Studios. Some news also across all of our platforms. We have movies, TV, and video game news. And of course, in sports, we took one in the chin this week as our Portuguese are out of the World Cups. We talk about Argentina, who's already in the final, and tomorrow's other semifinal match between France and Morocco. The NFL is rolling. Week 15 is here. The final regular season week for fantasy. Is Sean going to make the playoffs in our league? And, of course, we check in with the NBA. As we all know, this week is the last week of preseason. Oh, no. Oh, that's because we don't care about basketball until the Christmas time. Okay. Anyways, we check in on the NBA standings and some news. All that and more on a... What is it? All that and more on a Winter Wonderland kind of episode here on the Comic Bookies podcast. Let's roll.
Like what you did there. That was good.
I was trying to think of it. Like, you know when you like,
Oh, Winter
you know how you
Wonderland.
like you're giving a speech, you're saying, but like there's always that one thing in the back of your head, like, okay, I need to get ready to say that one last thing, and I still couldn't. I was like, what's like the best thing?
It was good. It fit well.
So I figure I'll wait till Mark gets his things back on. I was gonna say we could probably record next week, like Monday, because Tuesday's Maddie's birthday, so it'll have
that's
to
not a
have to be
question.
Monday, and then we just take the next week off, probably
Next week or the following week?
Christmas week, like Sunday, the Christmas Day.
Oh yeah.
The next,
That
the
makes
next couple
sense.
days, 26, 27. Nah, we'll just take it off.
Family time. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it too that we're also getting. I mean, obviously it doesn't affect you because your schedule, but we also get the second off, which is Monday, because obviously Christmas Day's on a Sunday this year.
Mm-hmm.
So shoot, 17 days off. I'm like, oof, I can't come soon enough. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Mark, you good with recording next Monday, the 19th, and then probably taking Christmas week off? Sounds good. Okay.
Simón,
All right,
vato.
cool. Sounds good.
Should be.
No mames. No mames.
Mommy sweet. All right, let's go back live in 5, 4, 3.
9, 6.
Ein, zwei, drei. Oh, shit. And we are back with episode 170 of the Comic Bookies podcast. Myself, Mike, Mark, and Sean are here. We are brought to you by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Tomorrow, it is tomorrow, Wednesday, December 14th, 2022, is New Comic Book Day. So wherever you get your books, big or small shops, go in and see them. Get your books any way you can. For me, they mail them. And for Mark and Sean, they actually go into the shop to get their books. But plenty of books are coming out this week, next week. I mean, every single week those shelves are packed. Gentlemen, what's going on? Shoot, man, we are already halfway through the month. Christmas is next week. My daughter's birthday is next week. Or actually, 2 weeks, I guess. Like a week and a half for Christmas time. But crunch time for all you guys to get your presents and stuff to put under the tree. But how are you guys doing?
Everything's good, man. It's crazy. Halfway through the month, we're almost at the end of the year. It's been a super quick year, but it's been just a super busy handful of weeks with Disneyland a couple weeks ago, Kaysen's birthday party. Of course, Uncle Mike and Uncle Mark were there. And yeah, it's been just super busy, and hopefully we'll cap this year off right with a good, obviously, work shutdown for you and myself, Mike. And yeah, just holiday season for all of us. Spend time with your family and your loved ones. And then, of course, New Year's. Hopefully, we, end this year right and start another new year, even better.
Yeah, hopefully, Still dealing with the after effects, I guess you would say, of this pandemic. And just obviously getting the inflation print today for America coming in at 7.1, still hot.
7.1, yeah.
Just love how, markets react like that's a good thing. Still sitting at 7% when the Fed is shooting for 2%. But nonetheless, still excited to see what this podcast can do, where we can go from here personally and professionally. And just how to grow this thing and just have fun, keep doing our thing, keep watching these sports, reading these books, having interviews, and just building on what we've created here in build on what we've created here since 2019, and just look forward to the future and hope for health and happiness. What else can you hope for, man? Right? After all these crappy years, just trying to be positive, brother. Got to be a lot more positive than what we witnessed last Saturday. You and me, personally, Sean, with Portugal. Talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, other than that, Messi's still alive, World Cup strong. Warriors just got beat down by the Bucks. I thought since it was hunting season, I thought we were gonna get a buck, but that didn't happen. The buck got us, so
got bucked up.
Yeah, we got bucked up. That's for damn sure. Yeah, but just see what's up, man. How you guys?
Things are good, bro. Things are good, like I said, man. Yeah, just one thing I'll tell you for sure is this damn weather is cold. It is freezing, bro. I know we had all that rain over the weekend, but man, it looks like no rain is in the forecast. But
ain't nobody trying, Sean. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. It might be cold, but at the end of the day, brother, we still live in Cali. And don't get it twisted, because yes, we are not used to this type of cold weather around here in the Bay. But yes, it does get into the 30s and whatnot, frost on the car. But man, you go up to Tahoe or you go other places all over the country,
snowing.
Man, this ain't nothing, buddy. Be happy that yeah, we get 33, 34 overnight, because I'll
Oh,
take
I
that.
think about that all the time, bro. It's hella funny because every time I think of like how cold it is, I look through the window when I'm working, I see that frost. I'm like, dude, it's so much worse somewhere else, man.
Dude, it's so much worse in Europe with all the, with
Hmm.
the unfortunate war between the Russia and Ukrainians, and all those pipelines that, have got shut down and, blasted, some of them even in the ocean. Just crazy stuff going on, and all the sanctions and whatnot being imposed for, England and, Portugal, Europe, all of it. It's really going to be bad, and it gets way colder over there. And just be happy that you can put on one of those, like my wife says, Mexican blankets.
Hey, man, especially working from home, bro, get extra comfortable for
Right.
sure.
Because it does get a little, it still does get a little bit chilly, right? Because you don't want to be running the heater all damn day, because that's going to cost you a pretty penny, even if you are in California. So you got to make do with what you can in the middle of the day, and save that heater for a little bit before night, or maybe an electric blanket also. I mean,
Electric blankets for sure. I mean, how's the weather out in Brentwood? Is it cold
it's
too?
the same thing out here, man. I'll tell you what. It's a little bit farther than, being directly in the bay, about 50, 60 miles and whatnot. But I'll tell you what, in the summer, with the microclimates of the Bay Area, you
Hmm.
could have about a 20, 25-degree spread in like a 50, 60-mile range here in the Bay. So, but in the
Easily.
winter, it doesn't get that crazy. In the winter, it's pretty much, you know, you'll have maybe 5 degrees here and there, 4, 5, 6 degrees, but you don't get those crazy ranges like you do in the summer. So in the summer, you head for the coast, you go to Half Moon Bay, you get that natural air conditioning, or even go to San Francisco,
That
like the great,
natural air conditioning.
was it wasn't Sinatra. I forgot who it was. It was one of those older dudes. The coldest summer that he spent, or the coldest winter
Hmm.
that he
San
spent, was a
Francisco.
summer in San Francisco, baby.
That's
So,
right.
but what's up, man? What books have you been reading and whatnot? Mike, we're gonna have to wait. He's gonna give us a little rundown. I've read a lot of books, um, that you guys actually haven't read, which kind of sucks because
It's like all of us, bro. So the whole thing we were talking about
I,
pre-production, we've all read books, but we've read books that none of us are reading or have read yet. But we'll still have something to talk about like we always do. Next week will for sure be packed with books.
and I got like I had like a fatter stack last week. This week, obviously, I don't. I think Mike is obviously gonna run him down. He's away real quick, but I got Batman Incorporated, I believe. And is
Hmm.
it, I think, another Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken, but it's a short week. So I took advantage of knowing that I had a short week upcoming, and um, knowing that I had a short week upcoming, and knowing that it was going to be the holidays, I had to take advantage and try to get as many books in as I can. So I went ahead and read like the new Joker. I read the new Undiscovered Country, which you guys are going to get into this week. And I also read the new Miles Morales Spider-Man, actually, the new
It's the
number.
one that you got the other day when I was in the shop with you, right?
Yeah, did you get it?
No, I know you got it. I was seeing.
Oh, Mike got it. That's right. Mike did get it. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool, man. It's just kind of like they're pretty much, it's like a continuation really of the last story, kind of just like
Hmm.
with a new twist to it. And but obviously I think the plot's going to change a little bit, or a lot more, but to keep it kind of in continuity with what Saladin Ahmed was doing
Hmm.
in the other story. I think that they're going to start it off probably this first arc, but I think it's going to hopefully be a little bit better. I know Ahmed's kind of got a little bit drier there towards the end. I was kind of losing it as well. But I'm ready to restart this with number one, as Marvel likes to do, like we mentioned it. So,
All those number ones, bro,
oh,
non-stop, dude.
it really doesn't. Another book that I read, though, brother, Bad Idea, This Escape from Wyoming, number two. And this book is just hella funny, pretty much. I mean, from Robert Venditti, uh, Jorge Monlongo and Troy Pettery are the artists and writers. But man, this book is just really funny. It just reminds me of one of like those scumbag type of books, the Rick Remender type, and it's just, like,
You good there, Mark?
Yeah, do you guys hear that? Sorry.
No.
Oh, damn, hella loud. Sorry. Someone was making hecka noise.
No worries.
Oh no, but
Uh-oh.
no, back to the. But yeah, the Escape from Wyoming, man, it's just it's great. Like I mentioned with issue 1, pretty much just the guys come out from outer space and being on Earth in a max penitentiary, what's it called?
Security?
Lockdown penitentiary. Yeah, security, dude. And it's just hella funny now that it's like number 2. So now you got these dudes that are trying to escape, and they pretty much got like, what is it, like an hour or like a half a day or something like that to get back to the spaceship. That I think the spaceship only comes back to Earth like once every 5 or 10 years. So it's like if they miss it, they're gonna be stuck on Earth again, and to them it's like the worst thing. And it's just funny as hell. You got like a state trooper chasing after these dudes, and I definitely would check it out if you guys are into like that. I mean, honestly, personally, I like to. Some of the stuff we read is serious, even like if it is a Batman DC story. But some of this stuff, it could be dark. Like I read a lot of Joker stuff, a lot of this DC Black Label stuff. How many more times do I got to see Bruce getting killed or Bruce's parents getting killed in the alleyway, right? So, I mean, sometimes, like I mentioned so many times on this podcast with Rick Remender's Scumbag and whatnot, sometimes it's just fun to read an off story.
I'm different,
like that.
man. You gotta change it up.
Just comedy, bro. It's just, it was good. It's good for the spirit. It's good for the heart. And yeah, so that's pretty much like what I have, dude. I read a Captain America, pretty good as well. Sentinel of Liberty, number 7.
Yeah.
As I always say, I am enjoying the Symbol of Truth a little bit more, but this one's a little bit. Keep on debating whether or not to drop it from the pool, but continue to keep going with it, just because, I try to open myself up to Marvel a little bit more. I like the whole like patriotic scheme and the stories of like the wars and all that we get with the Steve Rogers stories, if you will. So, just trying to adapt and, open myself up to obviously more books to share with my fellow co-hosts on the Comic Bookie podcast and the fans all over the world. Mike, I was just telling them a little bit about my books while you were away, but I said that you had a rundown for the
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
before I
get into that.
Right, before I get into the rundown, I will say 2 things. One, thank you so much. I don't know if we've seen this person before, but Aggressively Relaxing is here. He says he searched comics and now I'm here. So hopefully you're here to stay for this whole first half of the podcast where it's all comic books. And then after that, sometimes we take a break, sometimes we don't, but then it's sports. So hopefully you can join us for the rest of the show. And then number 2, if Marvel keeps giving us more books like Daredevil, and Sean is telling us all this about this Punisher book, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
It's good, bro. I mean, I haven't got into my Punisher yet, so we'll be talking about that shortly.
All right. So for comic books, for the DC side, we have Wonder Woman 794, Superman Son of Kal-El number 18, a new book, Batman Spawn number 1, Batgirls 13, Dark Crisis Big Bang number 1. That's that side story or the side one shot that I have to get. And then Mark, are you getting this? Danger Street number 1. I think is it Tom King again?
I'm not getting it, but if it's Tom King, I might have to.
I can't remember if it's Tom King or not, but I know it's DC Black Label. So
Danger Street, you're saying?
Yeah, Danger Street. So Marvel gives us Amazing Spider-Man number 15, Deadpool number 2, Legion of X number 8, and then 2 Star Wars. Star Wars The Mandalorian number 6, and Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 29. That one's still going strong. Image gives us Radiant Black number 20, Ice Cream Man is back with issue number 33, A New Story Nightclub number 1, and Hell to Pay, one of our giveaways, number 2 came out. Boom Studios, a couple books this week, Grimm number 6, A Vicious Circle number 1, and Specs number 2. And then, just like Mark was talking about, Bad Idea Comics, they're all terrible. Number 1, you see the cover of that thing? It's got like
it looks good.
It looks like Kratos from God of War just getting an axe through the middle of the face, and then Dynamite, Red Sonja, Hell Sonja, number 1. It's always kind of weird. I always feel like icky when I flip through Dynamite and I'm going through like the Vampirella and the Red Sonja books. I was like, oh man,
just a little freaking deaky.
These guys are perverts. Whoever freaking drawing these books, what the hell?
Join Starman, Metamorpho, and Warworld as they look to prove themselves worthy by summoning and defeating Darkseid in battle. Soon they'll learn that calling upon a new god never ends well. So this is that Tom King book, Danger Street, the Black Label that you were telling me about, Mike.
Oh man, why didn't I? As soon as I hear Dark Side, I'm always intrigued. Why the hell didn't I get this?
That's what I'm saying. I wasn't even too aware of
and
this
it's
one
Black
coming
Label?
out.
Shit, I might have to email Alex and put that on the list.
Expect the Unexpected with a supporting cast featuring Manhunter, Lady Cop, and the Green Team, and the Creeper, Mike.
Okay.
So you know me, the Justice League in all this isn't really the DC stuff that I'm into the most, but I am into King. So I don't know. Maybe if you pick it up, maybe if we pick it up collectively, we can read it. Maybe try to share our thoughts on it on this Comic Bookies podcast. But I don't know.
Sometimes the Justice League stories, like of the classic Martian Manhunter, Green Lantern, Flash, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, sometimes those aren't the best stories with the classic cast. But when you have like the ragtag bunch of like the Justice League Dark or some random stories like I'm reading in this Batman Fortress, some of the better stories come out of those books, right?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of like the Black Label that we got with that I'm reading right now with like the Human Target,
right?
And the one that before. I mean, yeah, you kind of get a lot of those good stories from these characters that you might not get in a series, right?
Or like the Rogues book that I just finished.
The Rogues one?
Yeah.
Williamson?
Yeah, Williamson's 4-issue Black Label Rogues book. That was an amazing story. And it's you don't read the Flash Rogues centric story like ever. So you finally get that story, and it's very well written. And I don't know how I feel about the I forgot what they're called, but the big style books that Black Label sometimes puts out. I don't know how I feel about them because they're cool to read. They're cool in the beginning, but 20 years down the road when I'm like storing them, it's going to be a pain in the ass. I'm going to have to find like a separate bookshelf to put them on. I can't put them in a box. And like,
just for them.
You mean the physically big ones?
Right, yeah.
Okay,
Prestige, the Prestige platform.
Big.
So, I mean, I'm indifferent on them. I kind of like them. It doesn't really matter. I am kind of upset because I don't know what happened. This is actually kind of funny story. I don't know who does this. If anybody listening, let me know if you guys do this. But I pre-board my bags. Okay, I stuff my bag. I pre-board my bag, guys. Let me know anybody does this. Because when I get like the whole 100 pack of the bags and I get 100 pack of the boards, I don't want to like when I'm boarding them with the comics, I don't want to have to like do it all at once. So I pre-bag all my boards in my bags. I went to go the other day to start putting my comics in there, the little thicker ones, like the 30th anniversary of the Superman one.
You have trouble putting them in there, don't you?
And I have.
They don't fit.
But why is that?
You have to take the book out or the board out.
Yeah, take the board out. No board.
So the boards are being oversized for the plastic that I'm getting, in my opinion.
I mean.
So that does happen with you guys because
right,
what
like
I wanted
the
to
Batman,
say.
The Batman One Bad Days, I have to put them in just the bag.
But I don't see. I have one bad days. I have one bad days in the same exact one with the board. So personally, I was thinking I was actually going to call Alex. I was going to say, Alex, am I doing this wrong? Is it because I'm boarding it and the plastic is shrinking on me or something? Right?
Yeah.
Because how last month I boarded one bad day and then this month I can't board one bad day? Is it that much thicker? It looks almost the same to me. Sorry, it's just a crazy ram. I'm like, are my condoms shrinking on me or what? I mean, they're like, was my plastic?
Well, maybe, but you're definitely not pre-bagging those.
I gotta go get magnums or something. These books are too big, boy.
Oh man.
You a full mark.
Let me go ahead and run down a couple of my books that I read from the last couple of weeks that I know you guys aren't getting. This Batman Fortress 7, I believe it's of 8. So I think the very next issue is the last issue. Pretty cool. Again, the very beginning of the story, there's like a worldwide blackout, and they find that the only way to save the world really is to break into the Fortress of Solitude. And it's kind of around the time that Superman is off-world. So they go all the trials and tribulations inside the Fortress of Solitude. They even see Crypto the dog this issue. And then finally you get to the very end of the issue and they find that Superman is just laying there like in a glass coffin, like he's freaking Snow White this whole time. So that's how issue 7 ends. Interested to see how the actual story ends. Another DC book, Punchline, the Gotham Game #2. Number 1 did not grab me as much as number 2. Number 2 was good. Number 2 just kind of dove into the psyche of Punchline a little bit more. A lot more characters that she actually has to fight. She's running with this, with the crap. I forgot what the. Let
me ask you a question. Maybe I hope you collect your thoughts on that.
The Royal
book,
Flush
Mike.
Gang. She's running with the Royal Flush Gang, and go ahead, but answer your question.
Are they in Vegas or what?
No.
Wasn't there parts of those books where they were going to Vegas or something, or was that remember, wasn't it Clown Hunter or something? Wasn't he in who's that guy in Batman Incorporated right now? Ghostmaker. Weren't they like running around in Vegas at one point?
I don't know.
Maybe Punch. I don't know.
I
think
sure.
they were though. But anyway, my question to you on that book, I might have got steered. I'm not going to say steered in the wrong direction, because Alex from Treasure Island Comics, our great sponsor in Fremont, California, usually doesn't do that to me. But I will say that maybe his opinion on picking up some of these characters' books might have impeded on my decision whether or not to pick up Punchline, because originally I thought I pulled it. I guess I didn't. I had a chance to get it. I didn't. Now you're saying number 2 is better than number 1. Obviously,
right.
I mean, the story's building, but do I regret not getting it, Mike? Let me know.
I mean, it's not like the greatest thing since sliced bread by any stretch of the means at all. But the end of this issue, it's cool because she's running with the Royal Flush Gang. She's stealing from other like gangs, right? So she steals this money, and it was like $100,000 or something. It was like, in the grand scheme of things, that's kind of a small amount of money to like go gang for gang and to steal, right? You'd think it would be at least in the millions. But
yeah, I mean, compared to Sam Bankman-Fried, that's pennies, pocket change.
I know. But who is these other gang running with, and who's kind of they're working for, is Catwoman. So Batman comes in to kind of stop Punchline. She stabs the other chick in the gang. Batman, of course, has to leave Punchline, save the other girl. It's a classic story of like, oh, catch me or save this little girl or this guy or whatever. So Batman but he's yelling as he's escaping and going down the zip line. He's like, if you're not afraid of what I'm gonna do, you better be afraid of what Catwoman's gonna do. It's gonna be quite the issue next time.
Nice.
Yeah, so that one's pretty cool. What else? Sean, I really wish you're getting into this Alien book. It's really cool. Obviously, there's one of the more humanly Earth planets is dying pretty much, and they get these, man, they're like sentient beings. I don't know if they're robots, but they're like pretty much, they're not human. There's 6 or 7 of them, and they send them to another alien inhabited planet, and then they meet this group of other humans who have pretty much hunkered down in this bunker and save themselves from, they're pretty much hiding, right? And so they're trying to find this egg that's, of course, going to help them, save this planet. And all of a sudden, the team of humans leads them into this other area. Of course, the main human chick, she drops the hammer, drops the trapdoor on them, and so all 6 of those like sentient beings are trapped inside with one of the queen. Badass freaking,
Queen aliens.
Mm-hmm. Let me show you right here.
That's a big,
big mamma jamma. So not.
Does it have kind of like a typical kind of alien story to it with the alien characters and stuff?
Yeah, it's pretty much
it's good,
right,
though.
It's still caught like from what you expected in the first 2 kind of stories that Marvel put out from Alien. It's kind of similar to where it's like it's not the best, but it's certainly definitely entertaining. It's got some blood and gore because they're getting killed by all these aliens and stuff, right? So
yeah.
Let's see, issue 5 of, I believe, 6 from Vault Comics, Mindset, the one where those kids from Stanford made that app, where kind of, they market it as, oh, it's relaxation. It kind of numbs the mind and everything, but they kind of use it as like mind control. Now they're bashing with each other. They're trying, who did it, who did what. The beginning of the story, they actually kill one of the investors, and so now it comes out with like who was really mind controlling who to kill that person, and we finally find out who did it. And it's people are on the run and everything. So I believe issue 6 is coming up.
Getting juicy.
Right. And then issue 4 of 5 on Sacrament, just kind of based in the future, but some old school, demonic shit happening right there, some exorcism stuff. That one's pretty good. And then, of course, from Boom Studios, our old pal R.L. Stein, Stuff of Nightmares. That one's pretty good. It's actually only 4 issues because the guy says, "Oh, we're gonna wrap this story up." So 3 or 4 stories in a row, I'm coming to the end of. So you know what that means? Time to bring in more. But that's it for me as far as what I read just by myself.
Yeah. Well, my main one by myself is Punisher. It was real good, man. I did read the new Daredevil. Of course, I couldn't help myself, which we'll talk about next week. But even more so, like, there's such a collision course, it feels, based on what I see in Daredevil and for damn sure what I read in Punisher. But the Punisher's good, man. Punisher, like, the only thing is, like, he kind of has his ninjas. There's like a high priest woman who's kind of like, pretty much like I said, he's kind of like the judge and jury. He's killing pretty much all these people based on the sins, the mistakes, the rapists, and all this stuff. But at the same time, there's like other people that like are trying to basically just kill the Punisher. Kind of, I really think it's because he's kind of quote unquote working with this high priest type of lady, which I think there's like a side spin that he's trying to like get away to not be with her. Like his wife is there. They're like, you know, she's like captive in some freaking like castle place that he is. There's a whole army that came, so they have like a little bit of a war, the whole fighting thing. But I really think this, like, what's in this story isn't what the story's gonna actually like lead to. I really think it's kind of just like building up because, again, I did read Daredevil, and just the way that Daredevil ended is like there's a point where the Punisher story has to start intertwining. I think. Yeah, it's going to really just come together.
That's what I think. The next time I go to the shop, I think I'm gonna go to the shop and obviously hand Alex our generous Christmas present from all of us to him because of his gracious kind of donations, right, to us every week and to giveaways and stuff. So
weekly.
So I think I'm going to talk to him like, do I really need to go back and read Punisher because this feels like a big event coming, like this dark web going on with Amazing Spider-Man, like, you know. Because at the end of Daredevil, you had Iron Man and Captain America kind of saying, "Oh, you know, let's bring him in. Let's bring in Daredevil." Like, bro, like this feels like something that could be a huge event, like Daredevil and Elektra, hand versus the Fist and everything, and then you have the freaking Avengers involved. Ugh. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely be talking about Daredevil next week. Let's just say that. And I know it's obviously one of the books that we're reading. I can't wait to talk about number 2, but number 1. The Batman Deadly Duo.
Right.
That was badass, bro. That was really, really good, actually.
It is.
Feel free to talk about that one, too, because that's one that I didn't get. I don't think I'm going to get it, so let me hear about it, brothers.
I mean, there's been plenty of stories in the past where Batman is forced to work with the Joker, whether it be, hey, everyone's going to die of this toxin unless you work with me, right? So, I mean, I thought it was a good story. Sean, you probably have it more fresh in your mind, but all I remember from the last, because they're investigating some murders, right? Like there's heads and hands and feet, like people are getting freaking torn apart, right?
People are getting torn apart, and the thing is, they see all these bullets, and then they're like, oh, you know, looks like the bullet's missing. Batman's like, no, the bullet's hit, and that's the crazy part. So the bullet hits whatever this freaking steroided out vampire, like just freakish, like
it looks like a vampire looking Joker thing,
and that's what everyone was describing it as, a white face, you know, purple outfit. Oh, it must be Joker. And then he sees Joker. It's not me. And
so they kind of work together to investigate it, and then like they're talking at the end of the issue, and then all of a sudden, like behind them, there's like 5 or 6 of them. Like, oh.
Well, yeah, even like the way it ends too is that he gets bit, and there's like a tooth that's in him. And then when they go back to the Batcave, they of course have Joker in the freaking Batmobile, all freaking like kind of shackled up.
That's right.
And then the tooth is actually growing while they have it like in some like little tubular tank with water in it. So it's like almost like a, you know, it's just basically growing. Like what the hell is going on here? And of course you see Dick Grayson in it. So yeah, number 2, it's pretty damn good. I again can't wait to talk about number 2 either.
All right, cool. Well, Mark, we can lightly touch on this Superman Kal-El Return special. Just kind of pretty cool. Little special to bring back Clark Kent to the world that we have been reading, with the Flash, Justice League, Batman, all those types of stuff. So
It's about damn time.
right. So what was your favorite story? The Batman Superman one where they fight Mr. Nobody, or was it the Jimmy Olsen one where he kind of takes a back seat and lets all the other heroes while Jimmy kind of catches up and takes a bunch of pictures? Do you like
Yeah,
the
that one was good.
Yeah. Then there's the one with Lois and Clark. They go to Venice and have the pizza and everything, right? And
that one was real. That one was really good too with the sun and everything.
Yeah, where like Lex Luthor kind of manipulates John and kind of it just shows how smart he is and how good of a villain that Lex Luthor really is, right? And then the final one.
So that was
the final
like,
one.
that
Go ahead.
It wasn't an annual, but it was
it was just a special kind of welcoming back like
was,
Superman into your life if you weren't getting the Action Comics where he was on Warworld.
And I wasn't really expecting that from it. So when I started reading it, I was like, wait, this is like 4 short stories or whatever, 5 short stories, and kind of caught me by surprise. But
and then and then the final one was the Justice League one, where he goes back to the Hall of Justice and sees the Flash, Martian Manhunter, and then he sees Naomi, kind of has a heart-to-heart with Naomi. And then at the very end, he gets taken up into outer space, and he's like, huh, what? And so it's like, oh, this continues. What does it say? It says, to see where Superman was transported, pick up the now classic Justice League's number 75. That's like when they all die, right? Leading up into the Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth story that's going on right now. Then bring it back to Metropolis for the game-changing Action Comics 1050. So, game-changing.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that I'm looking forward to.
Right.
That's the one that I'm going to try not to crease or mess up.
Right. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Because it could have implications in life later down the line. You never know.
In life, right? And then the last one probably of the night is Detective Comics 2022 Annual, which was a pretty much the story starts in present time and ends in present time, but the thick of it is definitely not in present day Gotham. So that was a pretty good story. It kind of was the, Salem witch trial meets the tragedy of Bruce Wayne and how he becomes Batman, right? But set in what, the 1700s?
I dig that Gotham though. Don't you? Do you dig that Gotham, Mike, as much as I did?
You mean like the old school Gotham?
Yeah,
and it was
like that story,
Gotham
how
with like
it's
an
set.
E, right?
Yeah, Gotham.
Yeah,
Gotham.
Right. Sean, did you read it?
I did not read it.
You have it though.
It felt like
I do have it actually right next to me, sir.
It feels like an episode of like maybe like an Assassin's Creed show, where like you go to a story that's like is familiar to you, but it's set way back in the day, right? But you see like a Batman,
we've seen that before,
right? So I thought it was really, really cool.
Nice. I definitely be reading that for sure.
And like and the writing was really, really sophisticated, but not too sophisticated that my dumbass could actually comprehend what they were saying, right? It wasn't like, oh, where art thou, Romeo? It wasn't like a freaking Shakespeare shit, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like, hey, you stop hurting that person, bang, bang, pow. Like it was more, it was more sophisticated than your run of the mill. Comic book.
It was really good. It was really good, Mike. And now that you mentioned that, like how we were speaking earlier about the annuals and having to get them and how some aren't as important. This one was like, it's almost like it's in the middle, right? Because it's an annual. Yes, it ties in with the story that we're reading, but it also has like its own little twist to it and its own little feel. But it's like, if you don't read it, do you really need it to go along with Detective right now?
Right.
Probably not. Yeah. I mean,
like I was reading,
you know what I mean?
Right. Like I was thinking to myself, in this annual, you really only had to read the beginning and end, right? Like keep yourself in the present day Gotham of what's going on right now with Arzen and with the guy who can change, who's a freaking Lycan type character, right? Keep yourself in there. But if you also want like a cool story to like entertain yourself for an extra 15, 20 minutes, then go ahead and read the whole thing. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. And just like I said, like how it kind of sets itself in that old Gotham time when obviously these people are coming into Gotham on this ship and trying to take over Arkham and saying that their bloodline belongs to the whole city of Gotham and what it's become and whatnot. So, I mean, it's just really, really interesting story. I really enjoyed it, actually.
Like when a Batman, Superman, like especially Batman, when those kinds of stories are set in like olden times, I always bring myself back to. I recently watched the cartoon movie Gotham by Gaslamp, and that's the story of set way back at like Jack the Ripper days in London, England, and Batman tries to save all these women who are getting brutally murdered from Jack the Ripper. So, pretty cool.
That's pretty dope. Man, is it a movie or a show you watched?
It was a movie. It was like one of those, like
pretty
all
cool.
those animated movies that are like every single one of them is on
HBO Max.
They're like an hour 15.
Nice.
Not too bad.
That's good.
Yep.
Worth looking
Yeah.
at.
So I think we're all done with comic books. I think we can get into some of the news. A couple of them are just like some quick hitters that I found on some of our sites that we look at. So there is a John Wick spinoff, gentlemen, for all you John Wick fans. It's called Ballerina, and they just added a new actor to the cast, Mr. Norman Reedus, aka Daryl from The Walking Dead, will be a part of the new spinoff. Yeah. So
Daryl's badass.
I don't know if you guys saw it, but director Todd Phillips, he gives us the first look at Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker 2. I don't know if you saw.
I seen that.
I think the picture was just him like laying down and being shaved, like on the neck and stuff. So nothing much to go off of, but just with what's going on in DC right now, with all of these things that are either getting pushed out or canceled, it's good to see like an actual image of them shooting, so that it's
That's
actually that you're actually going to get something.
Nice.
Let's see. The Game of Thrones spinoff, Jon Snow. The gist of the show is he's going to be dealing with past traumas. That's the article that I read today.
Nice. That'd be good. I'm more curious. I actually was just talking about this the other day with Marissa's uncle. I'm curious on which characters from Game of Thrones we're going to encounter in this show. I mean, you obviously know maybe Sam is going to be in there.
Right. Yeah, true.
But yeah.
I still need to finish freaking House of Dragons.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely do, sir.
Right. Because it's weird because I've been watching other things, right? I have like 2 more episodes of The Walking Dead to finish the show. I have watched the first.
Oh, it's a finish the show?
Oh, yeah. The whole show's done.
Oh, yeah. Finish it up.
I mean, there is a spinoff, I think, with Rick and Michonne, because obviously we know that Rick didn't die. But I've watched the first 9 or 10 episodes of the new season of Stargirl. I watched the first half. It's weird, like with kids and stuff, you're like, oh, I watched the first half of this episode. People are like, what? You didn't watch the whole thing? If you only knew. If you only knew. But I watched like the first half of the first episode of the new season of Titans on HBO Max.
Nice. Yes.
So we see, speaking of Lex Luthor is a part of this season. It's going to be really, really cool. And what else? Sean, did you end up watching that new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer?
I know you told me to do it, and I definitely got sidetracked.
Oh,
so
you were eating your gummy worms? Okay, cool.
I did finish the comic bookie fans. These Haribo twin snakes are the shit. Mm-hmm. It's so damn good, and I was hoping these would have got me through the show. They didn't even get me through pre-production. They're so damn good. Yeah. So yes, I was a little sidetracked, obviously.
There are some things in this world that I just can't put down. Like when I'm at a movie theater and I have the popcorn, I continuously have too much popcorn. You know what I'm talking about. When you get that handful that you're like, I can't fit all this shit in my mouth, but you do.
Yes.
Like you find a way, you unhinge your jaw like a freaking rattlesnake. Yeah. That's one of the things I just can't. I can't stop eating.
Dude, popcorn from the movie theater is so damn good, dude. It's scary good because I can get like the refillable bucket and just eat like the whole thing, dude.
Right,
it's freaking crazy.
That's what we do. We grab like the tray, like the drink tray with the whatever. You get the bucket, dump the bucket in the tray, and then you go get the refill. And then by the end of the movie, you've literally eaten 2 larges between like 2, maybe 3 people. It's disgusting when you really think about it.
That's literally horrible. But if you do it like once a quarter, I guess your body can live up to the challenge.
Right. That's true. Sean,
I did.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually did see a piece of news, which is nice for us Disney Plus members, that Black Panther will be in Disney Plus in January.
I was waiting for it because December 16th is Black Adam to HBO Max. So Black Panther in January? Okay, cool.
Mr. Adam. You said December what?
December 16th? So this Friday, right? That'd be...
Oh, Freaky Friday. Oh, already? Ooh, nice.
Okay, cool. Right on. So yeah, So Black Adam the 16th, Black Panther Wakanda Forever January. I can't friggin' wait. What a way to start the new year. Because I will confirm before we end the comic books that Mr. Jason Douglas will be making his record
JD.
4th appearance on the show, talking many things, sports, comics, and personal things in his life, but we can confirm that sometime in January he will be, joining us on the show.
Hell yeah, man.
It'll be earlier in the day here on Pacific Standard Time, so we can, kind of cater to his Eastern Standard Time there near Detroit, Michigan area.
Fun. Go live a little bit earlier, maybe get some more eyes.
That's true. Sean, I have one more piece of news. Get ready, my friend, because sometime in 2023, we are getting a 4-on-4 Battle Royale Crash Bandicoot Team Rumble video game. So I don't know if it's going to be like a Super Smash Brothers or like meets like Twisted Metal, but it's going to be with your classic Crash Bandicoot characters, or like
I
like Mario Party, like kind of like those games or whatever. So it's going to be something like that. So that's going to be
for
awesome.
PlayStation, I'm assuming.
Yeah, PS4, 5, Xbox 360. I think for all those platforms, if I'm not mistaken, even PC. I think I was reading the article a little bit ago. So
it's funny because this little segment right now of talking about Crash Bandicoot just opened up the door of what I was going to ask you at some point during the podcast, and I almost have to now. Obviously, we get our little recognition points at good old Lamb Research.
Oh, yeah.
We can buy a whole bunch of an array of things. And I was actually thinking about buying a Nintendo, well, not buy, but use some points on a little Nintendo Switch.
I love
What's your opinion on Nintendo Switches?
Okay.
Switches are fire,
Switches
and
are-
Call of Duty is coming to it.
Tell me,
No
'cause the thing is,
way?
I got
Call of Duty's
I'm at
coming to
like
the
20
Switch?
Call of Duty, there's a Microsoft or whatever, they're coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Because
Yes,
I'm at
Call of
like
Duty.
20,000+, I believe, and maybe
Jesus
you
Christ.
can contribute, Mike. I mean, why not? But I can get a Switch for like
Give you points for
10,000.
no
And
freaking reason.
hey, I can shoot you an email and make your day, bro. But yeah, I mean, it's like I think 10,000 points for a Switch. Every game's like 1,000 and change. And I'm like, dude, it's not too shabby.
I will say I played the Mario Kart game they have, the Mario, like Super Mario 64, but like the Super Mario game
Yeah.
that they had for the Switch when it first came out. I had a Mario Party game, and then I had the Lego DC Villains. So it's like one of like the Lego games, but it was all based off of like all the villains in DC. I had those 4 games, and then I bought it because Danielle got pregnant, and she was going to and from San Francisco, right? To and from work. So I was like, you know what? Let's buy her a Switch. She can watch a movie or play games
You
or
watched
whatever.
a movie on it?
Yeah, because it's like you can connect to Wi-Fi. So I'm sure if you can probably download apps and stuff to watch things.
Man, I had no idea. Like, you could do that much with it.
Right,
That's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. So and then like the Mario Party is hella fun because you take the little controller off and then you like play the games like with each other. It's really cool, and it's like cool on the go. And you hook it up to your TV. It's like really convenient. It's got a bunch of different types of uses. And then when she after when she left her job, we just didn't play it a lot. So we actually sold it, and we actually got all of our money back. So
Nice.
yeah, so like all of our money plus the 4 games, we like had to eat like probably like $40 maybe.
Oh, that's
but when
fine.
you play it for
Yeah.
like a full year, I definitely got like your money's worth. So I mean, but I would definitely
Nice.
recommend it. It's really cool.
Nice, yeah.
It is funny like where our priorities lie, because I would definitely get that. And then I just bought last night like a 13-piece Rachel Ray pots and pans set, because the ones that we've had,
I'm sure you're so excited too.
they're kind of like falling. But I mean, they're kind of falling apart, so I kind of need it. But yeah, I wish I was able to spend and that's funny because that's only like 3,600 points, and that's all of my points. I don't really get recognized all that much. So you have 20,000. Holy shit.
Man, hey, some of the stories of the points that I'm hearing people have, bro, is ridiculous. But anyways, thanks for the insight. Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
no problem, man. All right, so as we round out the comic books and entertainment side, we want to remind you that right now you can watch us on YouTube live every single week for all the episodes. You can also listen to us wherever you get your podcast, Apple iTunes, Android, Amazon Prime Music, iHeartRadio, Spotify, pretty much wherever you can grab your podcast, you can listen to us each and every week. We are brought to you again by Treasure Island Comics in Fremont, California. Go and get your books at Treasure Island. Go see Alex every Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. And also follow us on this here YouTube platform thingy right here, and also follow us on social media, IG, Twitter, and Facebook. Just search the Comic Bookies. All right, fellas, let's do it. Oh, well, go ahead.
I got one more piece of quick news for you guys, man. If you guys are, I just came across this real quick. Thought it was pretty cool. Not too familiar with him, although I did read or I did see some of his art. But your man, buddy, Greg Capullo, Mikey. Ooh, I don't know if you saw this. The artist in Dark Knight's Death Metal. You know him for his projects in DC. But
the New 52 guy, for Batman with Scott Snyder. Amazing work.
And he currently, right now, is on a Batman and Spawn with McFarlane, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the one that just came out tomorrow.
This week.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, he's returning to Marvel after 30 years.
Whoa,
if you guys aren't familiar, he worked there in the late 80s, earlier 90s, basically working on X-Force. Really noticed there by McFarlane. He doesn't know exactly. I think he's gonna do a couple covers, he says, first, but then expect a project from him. He's probably gonna get on something big, I suppose. But yeah, just a quick little interesting news there, because a guy that's been in the game for a long time and has a lot of connections, Mr. Capullo, going back to Marvel.
It's probably not the main reason, but maybe a side reason, kind of coinciding with the fact that Scott Snyder is writing less and less, if not nothing for DC, and is going more towards the,
independent.
Yeah, like independent. Like, well, he's got Image, right? It's pretty big, but he's also going for like creator-owned stuff. So yeah, I mean, wouldn't be surprised if that's at least a little reason why he's leaving DC. Probably just wants to venture off and do other things. I'm excited. I'm excited for what he's gonna bring to the table.
To Marvel. And we just talked about Marvel with these books. I mean, what if he gets on like a Daredevil type, or some of these books that we're really liking are going to pick up here coming up in 2023 from Marvel. So
let's see.
Everybody let us know.
That feels like it, right? Like you feel like if you like his Batman work, like a Daredevil would be sick. I'd also like to see him maybe do like a Fantastic Four. I'd love to see him to draw the Thing, and the Human Torch. That'd be sick. So definitely. Okay, well, thank you very much, guys, for the news and discussions on the books. Sports-wise, let's do it. Let's start with the World Cup. So, like I said in the preview, the pre-production, the intro, whatever, unfortunately, the Portuguese lose to Morocco, like Mark said. I actually didn't even know.
Portuguese!
Right. It was a wacky day just because I had gotten home and to bed right when the game started, and then I wake up and I'm heading over out to Kaysen's birthday party. Sean's son turned 1, and I was like, oh, dang it. That's the thing. I have no context of what happened in the game. So, Mark, you're talking with Sean. You're talking with Sean's cousins, Alex and Aaron, talking about, this and that. I'm like, I have no freaking idea. So, please give some insight into this game. It's freaking Morocco's going into this freaking semifinal, not allowing a damn goal yet. Jesus.
Yeah, they work hard, man. I mean, Morocco, we probably can't name freaking 90% of their damn roster, but they're that Rocky Balboa. That's actually the way the coach describes that team, that just underdog, never give up. Portugal, we just couldn't score a goal. I mean, we hit the crossbar, we had chances. I know we tried to stretch our defense with some long balls, and there was some useless long balls. There was times I was like, okay, I see what they were doing, but there was just times like the second half is where the urgency came in. We gave up that freaking goal, and of course Ronaldo came in, I think, at the 55th minute, and we had chances. I mean, shoot, I'm not even going to deep dive too far into it, because it was one of those games, like Mark was saying it. I mean, I've played it my whole life. It was one of those, like, this is going to be the recipe of disaster. Oh, they're going to score one goal, and we're going to have every chance possible. We're not going to score. And that's what happened, but sometimes you almost have to see it to believe, like, damn, like, we really didn't score a damn goal on these guys, like...
Right.
But no one else has either, so I mean...
And nobody, exactly. No, that's the thing too. Nobody else has either. Like, they've been balling. They played Belgium, the number 2, number 3 team. They beat them 2-0. So like, this ain't no freaking pushover. And tomorrow against France, like, yeah, logically France is gonna win, but you know what? Like, Morocco they have just as good a chance as anybody at this point. They aren't there by accident, man.
The numbers don't lie, man. And then the other game, well, actually not the other game, but just getting into today's game, Argentina wins, I believe, 3-0 against Croatia. It wasn't a good start, right?
Joke.
Like when you give that penalty in the beginning, it set the tone for the rest of the game, I think. So, yeah, not a good showing.
And I actually
Go ahead, Mark.
I want to give you props on that one because I just seen something here from Messi. Messi saying losing that first game helped us propel them to basically where they are now. And I remember I remember after losing that first game to the Saudis, the first thing Mike said is they're going to win the next two and win the group. 6 points, easy, get them out of there. Here they are on the brink of lifting. What is it? Their first or their second or third? Is it third? Maybe possible.
I think Maradona has like one or two.
Just one. So whatever. So here they are on the brink of being able to lift one with Messi, the GOAT, as many people will say. Me personally, I'd like. Personally, I didn't like the way they traded the Netherlands after that loss, that PK victory. I thought that was kind of unsportsmanlike conduct, if you will. But, they do have, you saw that goal today by Messi. Not by Messi. He had the assist, but he came around the corner up there at the end of the box by the end line. And it's just beautiful, man. The low center of gravity. The guy can play.
That was a good-ass play.
Hella good. The dude the defender completely lost his little ass. And
dude, at the end of the game when they're like doing their little like hey chant, like he's so small, dude. He looks like he's like one of the like Make-A-Wish kids out there, like.
Those are the players that were the hardest to play, and playing my whole life, those were the hardest players because he has such a low center of gravity. He can put that foot down and just cut, spin. His ball controls through the roof, like. What I said earlier is true. Yes, do I have Ronaldo bias? Duh. And you look at the records, the eye test, and there's no doubt Ronaldo. God, he's in my Mount Rushmore. But how do you not have Messi, man? Like, dude, he is so freaking good. Like, I hate Argentina in the final. I hope they lose straight up.
They've been awarded so many PKs.
5, most ever in a World Cup.
That's crazy.
I think if France had, was it the most ever in the World Cup?
I heard today it was the most, but then I was just like, really? 5's a lot though, bro. You're averaging 1 a game basically.
Obviously, the champs, the sitting champs right now, France, they obviously have what it takes to beat these guys, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Argentina, didn't they make the final? Was it in 2000?
They made the final versus Germany, and they lost versus when Mario Götze. Yeah, Germany had the.
Was that 2010 or was it 6? It might have been 6. I forgot.
Yeah.
They've tasted it before. They didn't get it. France, if they do advance, we are talking about that because everyone seems to be going against Morocco and picking these favorites, and Morocco's been defying those odds. But if France gets by, hypothetically speaking, who do you like? Sean, if that's the matchup that we do get.
France. It's one of those weird things that Argentina, like,
the defense can't handle.
Where they're at, bro, there's cracks in that team. There's cracks in that team. Like, they're not the best team in the tournament. They are not. What helps their engine go is Messi.
And people listening to this podcast might tell you after you just said that you're going to be biased on a Ronaldo homer, they might tell you that you're being biased on being a homer by saying that. But
I'm not hating. Messi makes that team go.
Not Messi's great, but like Otamendi back there. You're going to have.
He's on Benfica. I know him. He's old. He's good, but he's on the back end of his career.
And that's where I think you have the cracks in that team. Yes, the wisdom is there through the old age, but is the speed? You got Mbappe there. Giroud still playing. France is going to be tough. So, if they do prevail over Morocco, may the better team win. I'd like to see Morocco go through.
I just don't know if Morocco can beat Argentina, actually.
Exactly.
I'll be honest. It's one of those weird things.
Sean's not even thinking like, I'd like to see them win. Nope, it's all about seeing Argentina lose.
Yeah.
I'm kind of about seeing Morocco win. If they can do the whole thing. The first African nation, and then you can say that Portugal obviously lost to the best team. That'd be, something to hang your head on, I guess.
You're already the first African team to ever make the semis. You might as well go all the way.
Right.
You might as well say screw it.
Yeah, I know, right?
First ever African team in the semifinals, and then it got announced today that the winner of the World Cup will be rewarded $42 million.
Really?
A little pocket change for your soccer organization.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Well,
Well, as much
France
as as much as Qatar paid to have and host the damn World Cup, I'd hope that they give a little bit of money out to in the pot for
break
the winner.
off a little bit.
That's like ass wiping money compared to what they spend to freaking. That's like, oh, I'm just gonna pee on that and set it on fire. That's fine. I mean, France is kind of lucky that they're in. With England missing a penalty, they could have gone to overtime.
Yeah.
They could have gone to PKs after that. So
anything could happen.
Yeah. So we'll see, man.
Before we get out of the World Cup talk, this is the question that I wanted to pose to Sean. I've been seeing it go around. We talked about the Portuguese team. We talked about how they lost 1-0. We saw that defense of those Moroccan red, those jerseys just clamping down, couldn't get nothing past those back line, parking the bus, if you will. By the way, I see Mike dancing over there. Let me just sidetrack myself real quick to say this. By the way, I love the African nations in the damn World Cup. I'm sorry. You guys are the best.
Dude.
Ghana, Cameroon, Senegal.
They make it feel like a World Cup.
I love you guys.
Make it feel like a World Cup.
I love you guys. I love the African nations. I'm sorry. That's all I got to say about that. Lose, win, draw. They don't give a damn. They're in the stands. They got fake.
Was it 2010 South Africa? With all the vuvuzelas and stuff, like when you saw Cameroon, like when you saw, and I might be wrong, but I think there was like a couple games where they actually like upset teams, and just to see their home crowds like so loud. Yeah, I know that was the whole thing about that World Cup was
so
the
dope.
whole game.
So cool.
You couldn't hear shit.
It's so dope, though.
Dude, man, that was so dope. Bring
that was
it
really
back.
cool.
I mean, bring it back.
And then you had Brazil in 2014, and then Russia 2018. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Russia got theirs just in time, my lord.
good.
But
the USA better bring it. That's all I'm saying. They better be well known for something.
I'm already packing our trip, bro. I'm already packing our trip to whoever Portugal is playing.
48.
Let's go to. Oh, well, hopefully they play at Levi's.
South. Oh god, that'd be great if it was Levi's or even SoFi. I'll go either or.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's just a drive.
48 nations representing in 2026, not your 32.
So haven't decided groups either. They haven't decided
how much money they're going to bring in for all that? Holy shit! For that many more, for 16 more countries to be in it. Holy crap!
I know. That's what I was saying. They didn't just go 8,
50% more freaking countries.
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like
good idea.
No, they could have gone by a quarter or added a couple, but yeah, that was pretty astonishing.
Like the NFL adds a wild card. They're like, nah, never mind. Freaking 10 teams are making the playoffs.
10 more teams. You don't have to division.
Well, it's like the NBA and the NHL. Over half the teams make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. And like I said, that's why I used to get so pissed off at the Warriors. Damn home team, my team didn't make the playoffs for like 17 years. Half the league makes the damn playoffs every year.
Shows how bad we were.
Like you're that bad for 17 years.
All right, what's your question, Mark? I'm really like on the edge of my seat right here.
17 freaking years. Yeah, my question was: we obviously saw how they beat us, parking the bus and whatnot. Santos possibly could leave. Would you like to see Mourinho
100%,
coaching the national?
100%. That's been.
There it is.
They've already talked.
There's your quick answer.
They've already talked about him wanting to coach for like 20. Well, the thing is, man, you look wherever he goes, he wins. He won the freaking Champions League with Porto. He won a Champions League with Inter. He won a Champions League with Chelsea.
I just think of that GIF you always send, Mark.
Yeah. I haven't sent one of his gifts in a while.
I know.
Great.
And I think
it's great.
And I think the next coach. I think the next coach is going to go into a good situation because while I think it would be kind of like Ronaldo's send off for the most part, like we've seen how good our youth is. And I mean the Portuguese. I mean they, it's a little mini factory over there, man. We
saw how good they were against Swiss. I didn't see them do that good against damn Morocco, though.
I mean, at the end of the day, no one's done good versus Morocco, though. I mean, the game changes game by game, tactics by tactic. And despite losing, without scoring a goal, we still, created chances. We just couldn't freaking put one away. But the future's looking bright. João Felix, Leão, Ramos, Ruben Diaz, like there's. The majority of our players is under 25, 26 years old. So, Pepe 39, that boy. He looking like he about to lose a leg or something, man. That boy, he old. But it is what it is, man. It sucks, but
Leon from Snowfall?
These last couple of games. You damn fool, man.
Leon from Snowfall? Oh man.
That was a goodie. I like that, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Thank
But
you.
yes, we'll see what happens, man. Go Morocco. Hopefully they win. It'd be a good storyline for sure.
Hopefully Messi loses. That's what Sean really wants to say.
Yeah, you know what? He already has enough on that resume, man. Last thing he needs is a cherry on top and freaking take a World Cup while you're at it.
But you know what? The way Ronaldo's been acting lately anyway, kind of diva-ish, it's really annoying. So whatever. Props to Messi for just keeping his head down, playing, doing what he has to do.
He's always been like that.
How do you get fired on your day off, Ronaldo? You're at the World Cup and you get fired from your team, bro. I'm like, how you get fired on your day off, bro? Jesus, I mean, just the stuff that goes on with this dude. I mean, I love him. I'm biased towards him too. The guy's obviously the greatest. I mean, who can tell, right? I mean, I think that at the era that he plays in, with the way the athletes are these days compared to like a Pele back in the day, to do what he's done.
Started on that argument. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. That argument is.
But I just his antics. It's just now he's gonna go play for the Saudis for $200 million.
He denied that. He denied that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see.
I mean,
Mike just sees the money and he did.
like what the?
I mean,
Mike
hey,
sees those
don't get it
dollar
twisted, bro.
signs.
I mean, I wish I became.
He's coming to MLS.
I wish I became a soccer fan and therefore a Man U fan. Like years before, like like my first ever World Cup I really got into was '06 in Germany. I wish I actually like followed it up and then became the EPL, and because some of his highlights when he played at Man U, and I think they won a Champions League or two.
Those Man
right?
U, yeah, they won a if you like those Man U teams of Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, Wayne Rooney, Michael Carrick, Vidic, Ferdinand, that was a Man U team you wanted to like. That was a team.
Yeah, but of course, here comes Mike. Hey, 2016. Who am I gonna pick? I'm playing FIFA. I know Man U. I'll be a Man U fan. No chance.
They recycle coaches freaking God left and right.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Okay, let's do a little NBA talk, guys. Let's so the Warriors, playing 500 ball. They're in 10th place. So if the season ended tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors are still making the playoffs. But
we're only 4 games out of first place, I think.
Holy shit! We're 4 wins behind. We still have 5 more. So 4.5, 5 wins. But yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
New Orleans Pelicans 18-9, tie with the Memphis Grizzlies for the best record in the Western Conference. We actually, now that I think about it, the Warriors just handled pretty much the best team in the league record-wise, the Boston Celtics, a couple nights ago. So yeah, Cleveland Cavaliers.
But then they get manhandled by the second best team in the league tonight.
Milwaukee Bucks, which is, I mean, it's not expected, right? So, and then some.
I mean, they were the Warriors, so
that's true.
12-2 at home, 2-12 on the road.
I am surprised.
Yes.
I am surprised how good the Bucks have been playing, and started off in just 7 losses, but. I mean, the Bucks have been good, dude. I mean, they got rid of they gave us DiVincenzo, and they get rid of him,
bro. They got Drew Holiday, they got Middleton. They got Brogdon did leave.
Yeah, I mean, they got rid of some guys, but they're still balling, so props to them, I guess.
And then you got the Eastern Conference, where 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th place in the league, or in the conference, are 500 or below. So that's pretty cool. There's your whole, oh, shit, you could play under 500 ball and still make the goddamn playoffs. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think you said it best in the intro. It's not even Christmas yet. It's so freaking early. Right. Teams are still filling themselves out. I mean, my biggest team that I'm going to talk about, and I mean talk about, but I mentioned earlier, is the Cavaliers. I love this young team ever since they got Donovan Mitchell. I love Darius Garland, Evan Mobley from USC, Jared Allen. The team is good. Karis LeVert, they're 3rd place in the East, 4.5 back. I mean, they're going to be a shoo-in playoff team, and I'm telling you, don't be surprised to get the Eastern Conference Finals, man. They're exciting. They're good. I like them, but it's early.
Who's your fantasy go-to guys right now, Sean? Like who's lighting up the scoreboard for your team?
Man, my team ain't lighting it up too much because to answer your question earlier, I probably won't make fantasy playoffs in our league because I am tied, like a 3-way tie for that 4th spot. So I probably won't make it. And
you guys are way behind on points, so even if Bobby loses, probably not gonna. Yeah.
Yeah, and then in my other league, I'm still in, so I am definitely focused. That's my big money league. But basketball-wise, I got Jason Tatum, and that's, right now they say the MVP front runner. He's doing pretty good. So, yeah, and he's on the best record in the NBA, Boston Celtics, and actually came back and beat the Lakers tonight.
Oh, that's
they're
good.
losing, and anytime you beat a LA team, it's one of the best things ever. So, but yeah, like
have you liked Paolo Banchero?
Love Paulo Banchero. You know what? I didn't think he was going to be this good, and his game I didn't think was going to be the way he is. I mean, yes, players like that. What helps is playing fantasy, because I'll watch NBA TV sometimes and just like go game by game. And the boy plays, dude. I mean, he's a rookie, so of course percentages sometimes are going to be low, turnovers, some growing pains, but just collectively, like, he's freaking good. He's good. And I was like, damn, like, I did not know that was his game.
When he was at Duke last year and everything, and I was like watching him for some damn reason with that name, Paulo Banchero or something. I thought he was like Brazilian or something.
I thought he was Latin or something like that. I thought he was like
Brazil. I was like, this dude come from Brazil, Paulo Banchero. And I looked him up. Guy's like from Washington, but really fun. Probably just gonna run away with Rookie of the Year.
Oh, he already ran away with it. Yeah, he's good, bro. I mean, the Magic, they suck, but dude, that boy.
What about your boy Ingram, Mike and Sean? What about your boy McCollum? I mean, they're tied with the Grizzlies, but damn,
bro,
like at first place here.
Zion, dude. Zion's a beast right now, man. He's
not hurt or what?
Yeah, his foot's all right. And this like the combination of he's healthy and they're not playing back-to-backs right now. I mean, they haven't had one scheduled in a while, so he's playing in every game. And he's averaging like 30 points a game like the past 5 or 6 games, 25 per game on the season. They're playing good, bro. I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain it throughout the whole year, but hey, 20-something games into the season, bro, they're freaking killing it. Good for them.
Still such a long season, man. We haven't even got to Christmas yet, but...
Just keep him away from the buffets and he'll be okay. He won't get any kind of plantar fasciitis or nothing. Just keep that fat fuck off the buffets.
Jeez. Easy, Mike. Man, baby fat.
Yeah, baby fat. Okay. He looks like he should be DH for the Detroit Tigers. Like, come on.
Prince Fielder.
Like mix it.
There it is.
Exactly. Like mix in a salad, bro. Come on now.
There it is.
Mix in a friggin'
You know
salad.
what though? When you see him, he can still jump through the roof, bro. It doesn't make sense though. That's the thing though. It doesn't make sense. Like,
right. But do you think that his weight had anything to do with any of his injuries?
Yes, bro. It's freaking. To me, talking to Progressive Motion's finest, Uncle Joey. It's a combination of size and impact. You already don't take care of yourself from like a weight standpoint. You're playing in basketball and you're playing on a freaking wooden court. Jumping is just straight impacts on your freaking knees. Falling on your freaking feet and your ankles, that's extra weight. 100% it played a role.
I mean,
and you figure,
and then being that tall, like tall, really skinny guys, they have problems like with knees and ankles and stuff, like even earlier in their career. So when you add on like an extra like 50, 75 pounds to that,
come on now, let's not get that. This is gonna go down that road, man. It's just, and just wear and tear. People don't realize like being able to stop on a dime. Cut, like that's just all that extra crap he has to do as a basketball player. But yes, his weight probably played a little bit of a role.
Yeah. All right.
And those last 2 players we mentioned, what school do they come from?
Dukies.
Duke.
Blue Devils, baby.
Dukies.
The Krzyzewski. Like, I still don't understand how Coach K spells Krzyzewski, but the Krzyzewski less Blue Devils.
When we saw him blow out of his shoe in that college game,
God,
we should have known. We should have known.
Oh yeah.
Sherman Klump's coming to the NBA.
They were trying to blame Phil Knight and Nike for it.
Yeah. Here comes Sherman Klump to the NBA. So, anyways, Sherman, yes. Hercules. Okay.
Man.
All right, let's get into the final segment of the...
Enough fat shaming freaking Zion Williamson now. All right,
yeah.
Let's move on.
Whoa.
You, Zion.
Okay, right before, I have to put a little segue into it because there's no games, but congratulations to the Trojan himself, the 8th USC Trojan to win the Heisman Trophy. Yep. Caleb Williams, well-deserved young man, so we'll see you back in Los Angeles next year.
I don't know how much I like him, though, actually. I love him on the field, but man, the more I hear him talk, the least I like him. He's very just like, there's a thin line of confidence and the thin line of like fuck Utah. Sorry for my language.
right,
but that's
right.
what. Oh man,
That's
I don't
true.
know.
I mean,
But good for him.
I only have
He
to
at
put up
least
with him for another year, and then he's going to go to Houston Texans, and then have a
ruin his career.
yeah, exactly. So
Hey, Deshaun, who's that masseuse? Oh, sorry.
you know what's going to happen? What should happen is he obviously plays again. Don't know if he's going to win the Heisman. It's very rare that we hit
Caleb, yep.
two, either a trade in the draft or a trade a couple years into his contract, but he might end up a New York Giant. I think so. I think he might
Well, I mean, Daniel Jones ain't going to survive there.
No,
Come on now.
no.
They need a quarterback.
Right.
Bryce Young's going at the
They need to
Texans.
have someone with his attitude and his kind of cockiness to like
For New York.
to be for New York. You're going to have that. You can't be kind of shy and like timid and you need to have that kind of that thin line between confidence and cockiness. So we'll see.
Well, that is actually the early projections. Bryce Young to Houston, and then C.J. Stroud going to Detroit. So they'll probably keep Goff another year or two. Which I mean, Goff's been
Goff
five of your last
is
6 games
in our league. Goff is top 10 in fantasy.
Dude, they've won 5 of their last 6 games, bro. Detroit, hey, I'm always for Dan Campbell, bro. Detroit.
Nice segue, Sean, because that was probably the easiest pick of the year. Is Detroit -2 against the Minnesota Vikings? Like they were giving that to you. They gave that to you. Another easy ass one was 49ers. What were they like? Only like 4-point favorites against the hapless freaking offensive-less Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 of the easier picks of the season for sure.
I mean, when you have Mr. Relevant, of course you're going to cover that.
Against Mr. Relevant and Mr. Irrelevant, right? Okay,
God.
Sean, so speaking of your 49ers, they play first this week. Let's get into it. Week 15, this is the final week of fantasy. Good luck to you, actually. Hope you score 500 points and actually get in the playoffs, so we'll see. But yeah, so we're midway through December. We have 4 more weeks left of the regular season. Niners kick it off on Prime Video this Thursday in Seattle. Kind of a low. I mean, they're probably playing it up. They're on the road. It's a division game. Probably just gonna be it's a close matchup. Doesn't matter how teams are playing right now because the Niners are playing way better than Seattle is right now. Seattle coming off the home loss to Carolina. What's your insight about this game this Thursday?
Seattle needs a win. That's for damn sure. They're 2 games back. We
Right.
win the division. And that's
Really?
Yeah, we win the division. We've been undefeated in the division this year.
Oh, you'll be
It's
up
gonna
3 with 3 to play. That's right. Shit.
It's gonna be the biggest game of Brock Purdy's career. 2-game career. So,
Every single game is going to be his biggest game of his career.
and he's going to go into obviously a hostile environment. I mean, it couldn't have been a better situation. Obviously, his first start for the Niners at home, comfortable. The biggest thing, man, I've been describing him as the combination of Jimmy G with mobility, Jimmy G with a perfect combination of Trey Lance's mobility, obviously a little less speed, but the kid could play, man. We talked about it already. He has that experience of 4-year starter, all those records in college, and of course the game changes, but he just has that moxie. He has that poise. He hits some throws I've never seen Jimmy complete.
That's what I was saying because, I respect my wife like all husbands should. So like if the Raiders already played Thursday, so if she wants to watch the Niner game instead of it going back and forth on Red Zone, like, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I'll sit down and watch a little bit, but yeah, dude, he looks good.
Dude, like when you see him, like
he looks pretty freaking good.
Take that Niner jersey off, bro. I guarantee you, like, damn, that boy could play. Like straight up, like he had literally.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better
plays.
about admitting the Niners are good. Come on.
He had a handful of plays where it was just like, forget he's a Niner. Like that's the right play. Extending the plays, a back shoulder to throw to McCaffrey on that wheel route touchdown. The touchdown run that he freaking just put one step down on Devin White and cut in. Not to dig too far and extend this segment, but like he can play some damn good football. And with all this goodness, he's going to hit some bumps in the road. He might even go to Seattle and shit the bed. This guy is the last pick of the freaking draft.
Right.
He's a freaking rookie. But you know what? He has some skill.
Right, because there were some times during that game where they had like a 3rd and 6, a 3rd and 11, or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, if Jimmy G's a quarterback, they're punting.
Will we get this?
No,
Yeah.
I'm thinking to myself, they're punting. But then I have to like retune my mind like, oh shit, that's Brock Purdy. And like both of those that I was thinking that thought conversion, easy. Like I think it was. I think the third and
It was
11
the first drive.
was
It was the first drive of the
Ayuk
game to Kittle.
over the middle to Kittle, and then the other one was a sideline hit to not Ayuk but their other young receiver. But like, yeah, I'm like, God damn it, he's making those plays that Jimmy sometime would not make. Niner haters are in trouble.
He gets us to the NFC Championship. He deserves a shot to be the starting quarterback next year. There's no deal like a rookie deal. So I always say, anytime you can save money, bro, I mean, shoot, he's going to make that Trey Lance trade look stupid if he keeps doing what he's doing.
Right, but
he was literally the last pick of the whole trade. The whole draft
of the draft.
They call him
This
Mr.
guy
Wow.
This guy literally stayed up with his family every day. Just hearing his story, and it's like straight up. He actually reminds me of freaking Derek Carr. I mean, first thing on his freaking
Carr was
Instagram.
32nd.
No. I'm talking about from the standpoint of like, first on his Instagram. I'm a son of God and a football player. Just straight up, like just a baby face assassin.
He got Iowa State to the damn Big 12 championship game. What, last year or the year before, something like that? So, dude, I mean, I've been watching him. Like I said, dude can sling
best
it.
thing since Seneca Wallace.
I haven't watched.
Go Clones.
Yeah, like a cyclone.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Big game for Seattle. Hopefully, we get a win. This is
So if you have because sometimes it's not just like X's and O's when you're gambling. When you're thinking about putting money on this game, you think to yourself, are they really gonna clinch the division with 3 games to play? You think to yourself, I think they're gonna make it more interesting.
Even more. Well, with our injuries, we want
to. I think Seattle's a smart play though this week. That's what my mentality is. Are they really going to clinch the division with 3 games to play? I think they'll make it
spread
3.
Are they really gonna lose to freaking what's his name from USC and the Carolina Panthers? Yes. What's his name?
There's no Kenneth Walker, so I know.
And Kenneth Walker's out.
Kenneth Walker's out.
See, but that's what I'm saying. All those, it screams. Why aren't the Niners favored by 7 or 8?
Because people are waiting for Brock Purdy to. Is he really? This is the game.
Right.
This is I think the pendulum game. Because if he goes out and freaking dimes it again in Seattle, PMPT's finest, Mark is actually going to be at the game, and here he gave me the forecast is going to be like low 30s at game time. So it's just like everything is screaming in Seattle. Cold ass weather, must win. But then 12th man, it's a recipe, especially for just a rookie quarterback. So I mean, I'm with Mike on that.
Because and if you take the whole rookie quarterback aspect out of it, this is going to be the Niners' first road game in 3 weeks, right? Because they played 3 straight road games.
3 straight home games, yeah. 3 straight home
games.
They
had like a road game, a bye.
6-game streak, I think.
Something. They had a home game, then a bye, then 3 home games in a row. It's been like since like October or something. They've had a road game. Or early November, yeah. So, but anyways, so now that college football is the regular season's now over. Now we get the Saturday. We get Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
3 games Saturday too. Not just 1 game. I thought it was 1 game, but it's just a straight up morning, afternoon, evening. I was like, oh, I like it.
Right. So Colts, Vikings, Ravens, Browns, Dolphins, Bills, and then Sunday is an NFC East matchup, Giants and Commanders, and then a barn burner there, Rams and Packers. Looked good on paper at the beginning of the season or at the end of the 2021 season,
right.
But now it's like,
Flex
dude,
it.
can we flex that shit out? Like, don't just flex Sunday night out. Can you flex Monday out too?
It's garbage.
So anyways, the Raiders are losing at home against the Patriots this week, and I think we're done with NFL. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah.
Murray is out with an ACL.
Murray's out.
Wonder how that's going to impact his future.
First, well, he just signed a
Not that it
contract,
matters.
He deserves it. He should have played baseball.
Oh yeah, that is right. He did just get that contract. You're right.
Dude, they just showed, bro. They extended the contract of the GM, the coach, and him, bro. And they're like 5 and like 16 or something in the last 21 games. That's like 5 and 17 after yesterday.
That right there, re-signing all those guys, that's like a guy cheating on his girl and takes it to his grave for the rest of his life. Like, like they will never admit that they're wrong, right? For going the year after they had drafted Rosen, picking their guy,
another quarterback,
and then now a couple years into his career, you'd hate to call him injury prone, but if he becomes that, then it's like they're never going to want to admit that they did anything wrong.
That they're wrong. I hate Arizona, man.
And they
But,
and like you just said, they doubled down. New contract for Kingsbury, new contract for Kyler Murray, new contract for the GM. So
yeah.
we'll see.
What games do we like this week, Mark? Is there a game that stands out to you?
Oh man. By the way, I was just looking up Josh Rosen real quick.
Oh, what a joke. Washington joke.
Dude, he's
I feel bad for him.
Or no, hold on. He
Poor
Washington.
guy. I
You
feel
went
bad
to
for him.
UCLA,
UCLA.
right?
He went to
UCLA.
He was
UCLA.
a 10th or 11th overall pick, and then the very next
Dude, he
year
had
they just dumped his
hella
ass.
skill, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
he might not have been a
And
Justin
then he
Herbert.
went to Miami.
Right.
They say
He
it
went to-
was
he-
here,
they-
though.
And then Tua. He went to Miami, and then he didn't get a chance there because they got Tua. The poor guy, like, literally never really got a chance.
But they
Kinda
said,
messed up
they
how
said
the-
it was him, though. It was here. He
Really?
had all the skill in the world. I didn't even think he said something like when he got drafted. One of those, like, oh, they should have drafted me higher type of things. But they said all it was with him. He just didn't have it here. I mean, his play backed that up, too.
Well,
I mean, he's,
and Niners are on a short week. I'm just seeing this. I didn't know they had the Thursday
night,
game. That's
Thursday
why the spread's so low as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
in Seattle, man.
It's
Okay.
always they pump that noise into Seattle. It's always that's always
It is
it's
pumped.
always the wild card of those games in Seattle. Last week was weird too. Last week was weird. Like, can Carolina really make the playoffs? They're not out of the division. They're going to have probably a sub 500 team win that division in the South in the NFC. Carolina still has Carolina still has a shot.
Dude, Brady looks bad too.
horrible.
I forget he played the Niners, but like he was throwing stuff in the dirt, missing wide open throws. Like
They're only a game out. They're at home against Pittsburgh, very beatable. The Buccaneers are at home against the Bengals, loss.
yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
Wait, who's that?
The Buccaneers are at home against
Tampa's
Cincinnati.
at home.
That's
Oh,
a loss.
wow.
Panthers are at home against
That's a short line, though, too. You're looking at a 3.5.
That. That's
Joe Burrow traveling down to the mugginess. What's the weather? 68 degrees
don't
and
tell me
sunny.
that.
It's
Played in the
it's not-
Bayou.
Dude,
It's not-
he played in the Bayou though.
That's true.
He did
Played in
play
the Bayou.
Outside too.
I need him for fantasy this week in my big
Me
league.
too.
Oh, I need Joe to be Joe. Big Joe, man.
I need actually.
Carolina's got a decent defense, though.
They do. Not bad.
Yeah.
dude.
Because they are favored against the Steelers
Hey.
that are coming off that loss.
DJ Moore can suck it.
Well, they made the best decision of the freaking years. We look at the quarterback now.
Yeah. Very
Telling you,
true.
bro, that's their best quarterback. Sam Darnold can play football. He can play some damn football.
Are the Miami Dolphins on the decline? They're at home. They're on the road in Buffalo, and they're 7.5-point dogs.
They're looking at a third straight loss
Yeah.
here.
Are they on the decline? Is Tua going to be the
Humble
reason
pie.
why they don't go far in the playoffs? Like, this all types of storylines coming out, this morning on ESPN over the last couple of days. And yeah, I mean,
rookie coach. Tua's still, growing, developing. It's one of those. How do you react to Mike McDaniels? You're a rookie coach. You're hella young. It ain't gonna get any easier. You're playing Buffalo this week, so I mean,
right. And the Jets still have a good defense, so they're probably going to either make some trades, some free agent pickups, or draft well on the offensive side of the ball. They had lost their starting running back, so for the next few years, you're not going to have an easy division. Bill Belichick's still there. Like, the Patriots are still sort of a playoff team, so it's not like you have teams you can fall back on. You can always beat the freaking Browns every year. You can always fall back and you can play the Jaguars. No, you don't have that to fall back on. It's going to be a tough division. So I will give you guys this, though. Jesus Christ, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, man, they're freaking good, dude.
Say it again.
I
Say it again.
mean,
Say it again.
just for my own, my ego,
Say it
I
again,
want the
baby.
Cowboys to come back and win the division. But God damn it, man, those Eagles look
Oh.
hella good. Jalen Hurts, MVP for sure, bro.
Dude, believe me, bro. I wasn't just freaking speaking out of my ass when I said that first game of the season. Like, they're just so damn complete. That offense is so freaking perfect. And I'm telling you, that's actually the team that scares me the most versus the Niners. If we do eventually have a collision course with them, because they have the recipe to beat us.
Right.
It's a running quarterback, a spread offense, and oh yeah, we got A.J. Brown. Like, they're hella good. Like, they're not just
Right.
like, no, they're
And their defense is damn good, too. They're
there-
good in the trenches, and they have a good quarterback. That's a recipe
Good,
for
man.
at least to make the playoffs. You're good on the defensive line. You have guys on the
And
line
they're
who can get to the
hosting,
quarterback.
too.
You have a guy,
First round bye.
right? You have a guys who can protect your quarterback, and then you have that quarterback. Those are the three things that you need to actually just make the playoffs. Yeah, it all comes to coaching and everything, but when you don't want to talk about like when you want to build the team from the inside out, that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I pulled up some odds while you guys were talking. Has there ever been an instance where a regular season MVP also won the Offensive Player of the Year? Why would you do that? Has there ever been a time? Because Jalen Hurts to win Offensive Player of the Year is actually second, next behind Justin Jefferson and his gritty. But then again, when you go to the regular season MVP, he's actually favored at -150 to win the MVP. So if he wins the MVP, wouldn't he win the Offensive Player?
He should be.
You
should be.
You would think
for
that,
both.
right? I mean, let's go back. You had seasons like Marshall Faulk, did he win both? Sean Alexander, did LaDainian Tomlinson, did he win both? And then some of the quarterbacks did. Did Peyton Manning win both? Did Drew Brees win both? Did Tom Brady win
Sometimes-
both?
Because they kind of look at it too, I think, when you see like McGritty, freaking Jefferson has that 9 for 198, the 8 for 170. Like it's just so it's a monster.
Jesus Christ.
Exactly. It's a monster number. So I think MVP's like I contributed to actually winning the game because there are some games where he has 3 or 4 touchdowns, but like 200 yards. So it's not like. You know what I'm trying to say? Like
he is the catalyst of your success. But the offensive player, like the most outstanding offensive player, might not be the MVP. Like, yeah, you're right.
And I'm actually with Mark too, because I could if they said Hurst is gonna win it, hey, I'm not gonna counter that. But for someone to say Jefferson, I'm not gonna counter that either, because he is so damn good.
Right.
Like the numbers it's almost like stat based, like to a degree, like from a standpoint of like what Mike just said, 200 something last week, 170 the other week. Like those are freaking video game numbers.
Right. I mean, like, or if you want to throw out Mahomes, he's got 1,000 more passing yards than Hurts. He's got 11 more touchdowns than Hurts.
10 interceptions though.
Right. No, I know, but like sometimes
with you on it though.
Right.
With you on it though, yeah.
But Peyton Manning or Tom Brady have the most interceptions all time. So I mean, pick your poison now.
Exactly. It's been a fun season so far, though. I know we're getting to that point. Raiders, home dogs, Jets, even versus the Lions. There's some spreads, man. Even what Mark said, Bengals is such a low spread visiting the struggling Tampa Bay, but...
Okay, if you guys are going to give one pick to round out football, unless Mark's got more kind of things to talk about, but if you guys, for our contest, actually our contest is getting closer and closer. Mark, you're tied for first place now. Sean,
I'm 2 behind.
Sean, you're 2 behind. My mom's like 3 behind. My mom's on freaking fire.
She is freaking just...
I wish I had a better start because I'm only 7 out of first place. Because I've had some consistent like 3-1 weeks, like 3 of the 4 past weeks, right? I haven't been getting any 0-4s or 1-3s, but so if you wanted to give some insight on something that you're really confident in going into this early week, because it's only Tuesday, what would you say? Like, what game are you really looking at to maybe put in your pool or to put some hard-earned cashola on?
I kind of like the Saints this week. I know they're at home, coming off a bye week, I believe. And I know the Falcons are coming off a bye week, but they are going with Riddler? I think that's the quarterback in Cincinnati. University of Cincinnati.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
And
Cam Riddler, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to be going. But they're going to be playing that Saints team in New Orleans, which of course, that Superdome is no joke. Not really, I think, where you'd want to make your rookie debut. So a -4. I kind of like the Saints covering that.
Okay, Mark, anything?
Before I give one out, I just wanted to tell you guys, Justin Jefferson, 1,500 yards on the season with, 4 games left?
You can get 2,000.
Wow, that's what I was just going to say. Boy, rolling.
Josh Jacobs has 1,400 rushing yards.
That's another one.
Right.
God damn,
1,700.
1,400. Yeah, he can. Good Lord.
5 wins.
I think
How?
the Lions come back to life. I think the Jets can probably handle them this week.
Yep.
Getting out of that dome, going into the elements out there in New York and MetLife. I'm really going to be looking at the Jets. I think that a lot of people are buying high here on the Detroit Lions. If that line's a pick 'em from what I see, I don't know if you guys see a different
is.
line. So about a pick 'em. I think the Jets can probably handle that one. I have to barring any injuries, so I'd probably be looking at that one for sure.
Good call, Mark. That's actually my next pick.
I mean, if I'm looking at some of them right now. There's one team that I've kind of noticed that if they're double-digit favorites, they're still covering every week. Kansas City. They covered a 16-point spread against the Rams.
Trust me, I look at them
so too. 14 points, I mean, come on. The Texans are 1-11-1.
And you saw what they did last week.
I know, but that's why you would hope that people would go high on the Texans to at least cover the 14, and then no. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs just come and blow the freaking roof off that dome. So I'm.
And are they taking for Bryce now? So that's something to.
Right. No Damian Pierce. Yep, it's
right. I would also say I would take Chiefs, and even though I talked him up just a few minutes ago, Carolina, I'm actually looking for them to come home and then falter at home against Pittsburgh. People are going to be betting high on them and, expecting them to make a run for Tom Brady. But Tom Brady's the best football player to ever live, but he's also one of the luckiest freaking players to ever live. So I think he'll have an easier road, even though there might be go under 500. I think I might be looking Steelers and Chiefs this week.
Trubisky's also starting, I believe, for the Steelers, which I actually like better than Pickett. So right. I am with you on that. I like the Steelers.
Pittsburgh is one of those teams that's hard to put your hard-earned money on, though. I'll admit that. It's just too inconsistent. They're one of those teams that they win when you don't expect them to. They lose when you think they're going to pull one out. So, man, kind of. But you know what? I have won a couple of times on this contest with Pitt this year, so they actually have been pretty decent to me. Not lately though.
Right.
I think I lost last time, but
and then
which was actually I did lose last time. I thought they were going to beat Baltimore at home last week, and they didn't.
Right.
So
and then I played Tennessee like 4 times in a row, and after that first loss, I think when they played Philadelphia, they actually haven't covered like 2 or 3 games in a row. So I'm kind of weary on them. They have the same record as the Chargers, so that's an interesting game. I'd stay away, but I would look to if the Titans have a good showing and cover the 3 points against the Chargers this weekend, I may look at them next week, because going into week like 12, they had by themselves the best record against the spread. So
nice.
Yeah. All right, that's it, fellas. That's it for comics. That's it for entertainment and sports, World Cup. So we will be recording next week, probably Monday the 19th, because my daughter turns 5 on the 20th. Jesus Christ, turns 5. And then I think we're going to take probably a week off for the Christmas, even though Christmas Day is on a Sunday. Probably just, spend some time with some family and kind of recharge the batteries and then see everyone around the new year. So that's it. 170, guys. Take it away.
Episode 170. I mean, Mike just pretty much said it best. Obviously, you have a good podcast next week, and the reason why we're going to probably take a break is the most important thing, spending time with our families, our loved ones. Christmas is right around the corner. Make sure you guys take care of yourself, especially during this RSV flu season, how extreme things are going. Take care of your kids especially. It's terrible. And just be there for one another, man. People going through a tough time and all that stuff. Hopefully the podcast, Comic Bookies, can, bring a smile to your guys' face, collide the world of sports and comics. Definitely just keep checking us out weekly. From what you heard today, obviously the sports world is, alive and well. World Cup coming to an end, NBA season. I feel like, we're just still in the preseason. It ain't even Christmas yet, guys. But let's just keep rolling, man. Hopefully our sports teams are doing good. Get your comic book fix. Go to your local comic book shop, as we always say. Treasure Island is ours in Fremont, California. And yeah, just keep supporting us, guys. We appreciate all your guys' help. And hopefully we are keeping up with the passports of getting more fans countrywide and, of course, worldwide.
Yes. Mr. Internationals here. So thank you, everybody, for joining 170 tonight. If you guys always want to reach us, remember all social medias at the Comic Bookies at gmail.com. If you want to shoot us an email, let us know how great we are or how bad we are, whatever you want to know, or let us know. We want to hear from you. That's the most important thing, that we want to hear from the fans. We want engagement. We want to grow. and all the good things that come along with this content creation life. Most importantly, we did not mention it, saved it for last. You guys can see behind me if you guys are watching live on YouTube. I've been watching this guy, Mike Leach, rest in peace. Poor guy, heart complications, died, believe last night or this morning. And yeah, dude, guy just, very different than a lot of people, a lot of coaches, I would say. You ask him for his opinion on everything, he gave it to you. And if you go on YouTube, and you're going to see like a whole lot of reels of him just being calm, collective, but some type of sense of humor that you got used to it. And it's just gonna miss him, man. Obviously, coming up watching college football, he was at Texas Tech. Obviously, he ended up going to Washington State and was in his career now at Mississippi State. Starkville. So what I got to say, I want to leave you guys with this. If you guys are into gambling, if you guys want to make a little bit of money, I just saw that Mississippi State is going to still play their bowl game in honor of him. So I don't give a damn what the line is, man. Mississippi State is not going to lose that game to honor the late, great Mike Leach, everybody. So rest in peace, Mike. It sucks that you're here, but let's always keep your memory in our hearts. So thank you, TCB fans. Thank you, all the countries. And thank you, everybody. Love you guys.
All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and give a rundown of the last 10 episodes here in the United States. Currently, right now, actually, fellas, we're being downloaded in over half the states in the country. So over the last 10 episodes, of course, San Francisco Bay Area, Medford, and Klamath Falls up in Oregon, this Stockton, Modesto, Sacramento area up in the valley, New York, Boston, Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., Amarillo, Texas, Detroit, Michigan, L.A., and Vegas. So coast to coast. Thank you so much for all the support, all the downloads. Like I was telling Mark and Sean in pre-production last week, we'll be having another giveaway probably after the holidays. I'm going to kind of get a nice stack from Alex. But yeah, for Mark, for Sean, this is Mike. This has been episode 170 of... Excuse me. It's been a long night. It's 11:15, 170. Enjoy the sports, enjoy the comics, and enjoy the hell out of each other. We'll see you next